YouTube, what's good with y'all boys, man? It's your boy Superior. We back with another video. Now in this video I'm going to be showing y'all boys the 5 basic moves you need to learn to become a dribble god or a comp dribbler. You know what I'm saying? If you watch any comp players in the stage, these are the 5 basic moves that they typically do. They just chain them all together to make combos, to make comp combos. So once you learn all these 5 moves from this video, just put them all together and you'll be better than the average player dribbling the part. These are the 5 basic moves you need. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into everything though, hit that like button for me real quick. And also I got a playlist in the description. It's called NBA 2K23 tutorials and tips playlist. I got a lot of dribble moves in there. More dribble moves will be added to it in that playlist throughout the next few weeks. So go check it out and let's jump right into the tutorial, man. Alright, so the first move I'm going to be showing y'all boys is the between the legs spam, okay? So first off, you want to be able to get it down slow like this, okay? You want to be able to do it slow just like this. Once you got that down and you could do it like this, then you're ready to move on to spam it fast, okay? So how to do the between the legs spam is what you're going to want to do is you're going to make sure you're holding RT, R2, turbo, whatever you want to call it. And if the ball is in your right hand, you're going to flick your right stick straight upwards. And then you're going to push your left stick to the left, okay? When the ball goes over into your left hand, you're going to flick your right stick straight upwards again, and then push your left stick over to the right and continuously spam that up. So once it comes back over to your right hands again, you're simply just going to flick your right stick up again and then push your left stick over to the left. And you want to make sure you're holding the right trigger, turbo, RT, whatever you want to call it. You want to make sure you're holding that the entire time. Do not release that, okay? You want to make sure you're holding the right trigger the entire time you're doing it. And once you got it down slow like I just showed you in the clip, you're going to speed it up and just spam it, okay? That's all you're going to do. Do it slow, get it down slow. Once you've mastered doing it slow like that, then you're just gonna speed it up and put it together, and then you'll be able to spam it between the legs like you seen in the other clip, okay? Alright, so the second move you're gonna want to know how to do is gonna be the snatch back, the drag snatch. People call it many different things. But you want to be able to how to do this momentum snatch back. That's another name people give. People call it the momentum snatch back, the drag snatch, the snatch back. So many different names. But you're going to want to know how to do this because this move could be effective in so many different ways. This move could be used if you're getting clamped up or you're stuck in like a bump animation or a chain animation where the defender touches you and you feel like you're getting dragged. This is a good animation to break that chain. You just hit this move and it's going to break you off from them. Or if you're a little bit too close, you're dribbling too close and then you're kind of touching them, you hit this to pull back and get some space. You can speed boost off of it. You could chain combos out of it. So many stuff you could do out of it. So this is a must learn move. And there's 2 different ways to do it, okay? So the first way to do this move is to say the ball is in your right hands. What you're going to do is you're going to hold RT, R2, turbo, whatever you want to call it. And you're going to flick your right stick to the left. And then you're going to pull your left stick straight downwards, okay? I'm going to repeat that one more time. The ball is in your right hand. You're going to hold turbo. You're going to flick your right stick to the left and then pull your left stick straight downwards. Now, if the ball is in your left hands, what you're going to do is you're going to hold turbo. You're going to flick your right stick to the right and then pull your left stick straight downwards, okay? Repeat that again. The ball is in your left hands. You're going to hold turbo, flick your right stick to the right, and then pull your left stick straight downwards. Now, the second way to do this move, and this is the way that I recommend, it's the better way, the more efficient way, the more consistent way, the easier way, is let's say the ball is in your right hands. You're going to flick your right stick straight upwards and then pull your left stick straight downwards. If the ball is in your left hands, it's the same exact way, which is why I say this method is a lot easier. It's easier to remember. It's always the same method regardless of which hand the ball is in. So if the ball is in your left or right hands, what you're gonna do is you're gonna flick your right stick straight upwards and then pull your left stick straight downwards regardless of which hand the ball is in, okay? So those are the 2 different ways you can do the drag snatch, the snatch back, the momentum snatch back, whatever people want to call it. That's the 2 different ways you can do this move, okay? Alright, so the next move you need to know, and a lot of people should know how to do this, but there are some people that's not sure. And there's actually 2 different ways to do this, and it's the momentum cross. Now I'm just gonna show you the one way because the other way is there's no positive in doing it the other way. The generic way that everyone teaches you how to do it, there's no positive in doing it that way, so I'm not gonna even waste my time and teach you that way. This way that I'm gonna teach you is easier because it's the same way you flick one of the sticks regardless of which hand the ball is in, and it doesn't take an adrenaline bar. The generic method takes an adrenaline bar. This method I'm about to show you doesn't take an adrenaline bar. So what you're gonna want to do is if the ball is in your right hands, you're gonna flick your right stick straight upwards, and then you're gonna push your left stick diagonally upwards to the left, okay? I'm gonna repeat that again. If the ball is in your right hands to do the momentum, and you don't need to hold the turbo for this method, right? So do not hold the turbo. If the ball is in your right hands, you're gonna flick your right stick straight upwards, and then you're gonna push your left stick diagonally upwards to the left. It is that simple, okay? If the ball is in your left hands this time, you're gonna flick your right stick straight upwards, and then push your left stick diagonally upwards to the right, okay? I'm gonna repeat that again. The ball is in your left hands, you're gonna flick your right stick straight upwards, and then you're gonna push your right stick diagonally upwards to the right. So regardless of which hand the ball is in, you're always gonna flick the right stick straight upwards. The only thing that you're gonna be switching is pushing the left stick diagonally upwards to the left or to the right, depending on what hand the ball is in. You always push your left stick diagonally upwards away from the ball hand, but you always push your right stick upwards regardless of which hand the ball is in. This method is easier to remember, and it doesn't take an adrenaline bar. Therefore, this method is easier than the generic method, which is why I'm not even gonna waste my time teaching you how to do that one, okay? Alright, so the next one I'm going to be showing y'all boys is how to do the glitchy left right behind the back, okay? Now there's a few good sigs you could do it with. I'm going to name some of them real quick for y'all boys. You could do it with the John Wall, which is the best one in my opinion. You could do it with the Luka Doncic. You could do it with the KD. You could also do it with the Trae Young. But I'll show you a slight variation to the Trae Young after this, because the Trae Young is a slight different direction. You have to push it for the Trae Young. So I'll show y'all boys that next. But like I said, those are the 4 good sigs you could do it with. There might be some other ones, but KD is good, Trae Young is good, John Wall is the best in my opinion, and what was the other one I mentioned? It was 4. KD, John Wall, Trae Young, and Luka Doncic. There you go, Luka Doncic, alright? So how to do this move is, let's say the ball is in your right hands, okay? What you're going to want to do is going to make sure holding RT, R2, turbo, whatever you want to call it, the ball is in your right hands, you're going to flick your right stick diagonally downwards to the left, and then you're going to push your left stick diagonally downwards to the right, okay? I'll repeat that again. The ball is in your right hands, you're going to hold turbo, you're going to flick your right stick diagonally downwards to the left, and then you're going to push your left stick diagonally downwards to the right. So basically you're going to be pushing your left stick in the opposite directions of each other, diagonally downwards, okay? So if the ball is in your left hands this time, what you're going to do is going to make sure you're holding turbo, you're going to flick your right stick diagonally downwards to the right, and then you're going to push your left stick diagonally downwards to the left. I'm going to repeat it again. The ball is in your left hands. You're going to hold turbo. You're going to flick your right stick diagonally downwards to the right, and then pull your left stick diagonally downwards to the left. So basically what you're doing is you're going to be flicking your right stick diagonally downwards away from the ball hand, and then push your left stick diagonally downwards towards the ball hand, okay? You got that? Got that? You're going to be pushing your left stick towards the ball hand, and you're going to be flicking your right stick away from the ball hand. That might be an easy way to help you to remember it, alright? So, I'm also going to show you the Trae Young. Now, it's basically you're triggering the same move, but with the Trae Young, sometimes it doesn't always trigger when you flick your right stick diagonally downwards to the left or to the right. A lot of times it don't trigger. So to be more consistent, if you're using the Trae Young instead of all the other ones that I just mentioned, with the Trae Young, instead of pushing your left stick diagonally downwards to the left or to the right, you're going to push it directly to the left or to the right. I find this a lot more consistent with the Trae Young when you push your left stick directly to the left or right, rather than pushing your left stick diagonally downwards to the left or to the right. So let's say the ball is in your right hand and you're using your Trae Young. You're going to hold turbo. You're going to flick your right stick diagonally downwards to the left, and then you're going to push your right stick directly to the right, okay? I'm gonna repeat it again. You're using the Trae Young, you're gonna hold turbo, you're gonna flick your right stick diagonally downwards to the left, and then you're gonna push your right stick directly to the right, okay? Now let's say the ball is in your left hands this time and you're using the Trae Young. You're gonna flick your right stick diagonally downwards to the right, and then push your left stick directly to the left, okay? Now that's a slight difference if you're using the Trae Young. Like I said, I feel like it's a lot more consistent when you push your left stick directly to the left or right using the Trae Young. It will trigger sometimes if you push it diagonally downwards, but it just doesn't always trigger. So I want it to be as consistent as it can be for y'all boys, okay? Hopefully this video did help y'all boys out. These are honestly the 5 moves that you need to be a comp player. Just, you gotta learn how to mix them all together. Once you learn how to mix all these together, bro, you're literally unstoppable, bro, honestly. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, hopefully this video did help y'all boys out. If it did, be sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to check out that playlist in the description. It's called NBA 2K23 tutorials and tips playlist. Tons of dribble moves in there that can help y'all boys out. My name is KingSuperior, and I'll catch y'all boys in my next video, man. Peace.